Hey everybody, Tim Coates here with Ethos Car Care, and today I want to walk you through the process of graphene coating your car. Now, graphene coating is an iteration of a ceramic coating, so whether you've had experience with ceramic coatings in the past or this is your first time to any type of coating, the process will be very straightforward. Today we're using the Ethos graphene coating. This is a one-layer coating that lasts 5 or more years, and it's as simple as a few steps. Now, this vehicle has gone through all the preparation steps prior to the coating, which means we did a full wash on it. We did a clay bar to remove any embedded contaminants or any type of oxidation or fallout on the vehicle, and a polish as well if there are some light scratches or imperfections. You basically want to make sure the car is as clean and as perfect as possible. This way, when you apply the coating on the vehicle, you're not going to lock in those imperfections, as well as you're going to enhance the bond of the graphene coating to your vehicle. Now, there's some benefits of the graphene coatings that we found over ceramic coatings. That means increased durability, increased resistance to water spots, increased gloss, and most importantly, easier cleaning and maintenance for you long term. So let's get started in the application.
All right, and the first step before applying any coating, especially the graphene coating, is making sure you have all the proper equipment and tools you need. Now, you need some microfiber towels. We recommend using a dual plush microfiber, something that's going to have a nice nap on one side and a thicker on the other side, so you can use these to wipe off. And you want to make sure you have applicators. Now, we recommend having more than one applicator on hand because oftentimes, let's say you accidentally drop the applicator or the applicator gets kind of full of coating, you can always go and grab a new one and you get some better results with that too. And obviously, the most important thing you're going to need is the coating itself. Now, this is the Graphene version 2.0 coating. Like I said, 5+ years of durability in one application. Now, this bottle may seem small to you, but this will actually coat this entire car with plenty left over to do your wheels or glass or anything else you want done. Now, we're going to shake the bottle up really well just to ensure that everything, all the ingredients are properly mixed and are ready to go. We're going to take the cap off and we're going to store it in a safe place. I like putting it here on the windshield wipers so that I can go and grab it again. We're going to take our applicator block here. We can use either side, the yellow or the gray, it doesn't really matter. And we're just going to apply an even coverage of the coating. Now, that's going to be enough to do a section of the hood here. We're just going to start on do half the hood. Now, the other thing to consider is your flash time, and that's going to vary depending on your temperature and your humidity. Right now, it's about 70 degrees in here, pretty low humidity, so I know that I have a pretty good flash time, about 1.5 to 2 minutes of work time before I have to wipe the coating off. So we're going to take the applicator here, and we're just going to start working our way down the middle, and we're going to apply it onto this hood section. Nice, straight, even lines. And I'm making sure I'm looking to see where I'm actually applying this coating. I want to do nice overlapping strokes so that I have even coverage and I'm not missing any spots. So once I did straight lines down the hood, I'm going to apply a little bit more coating on here so I get some more coverage out of it. And I'm going to cross hatch. So I'm just going to go back opposite way if I initially applied it. This is just going to ensure that the coating coverage is even, that I have a nice crosshatch pattern here. I'm not going to miss any spots, and everything is all good to go. Let me put these out of my work area here. So now that I'm happy with the coverage of this, I'm going to use some different lighting, some of the shadows, just make sure I had some nice even coverage. If I missed a spot, I'll just go over it, make sure everything's all looking good. And as you can see, after the application, you have a nice little rainbow. Now, this rainbow is what's known as flashing. So there's ingredients and solvents in the coating that will flash away and evaporate once applied. That actually helps you indicate when the coating is ready for wipe off. Now, it's flashing, rainbowing pretty good right now. Once that rainbow starts to fade or starts to be more of a haziness and the rainbow starts subsiding, that's a good indicator that it might be ready for us to start wiping off. So I'm going to finish this other half of the hood here. Same way as the first, straight lines up and down, making sure I'm getting nice even coverage, and straight lines back and forth. Now, you can do little circles if you want to. In my experience, it's a little harder to be more consistent that way, whereas these straight lines back and forth and up and down are really going to give you a nice, even, consistent coat. Now, the one thing you don't want to do with any coating application like this is leave an area where there's a bunch of coating. Now, if I'm applying, let's say, just stop right there, and I leave a big mark of coating, now what that can cause is called a high spot, which just basically is a thicker layer of coating that's not able to be completely wiped off. So you just want to make sure we're using our eyes and we're using our feel to really make sure that we're getting a nice even coating layer. That's going to give you the best results possible. Now, once this half of the hood's been done, We're to continue to watch the coating until we see some signs of that hazing, and then we know it's ready to start wiping off. Now this can be anywhere from a minute up to 3 to 4 minutes, depending on your environment, depending on humidity and temperature as well. Like I said, it's pretty cool in here today, so we're not gonna have to worry about wiping it off too soon. And we wanna make sure the coating has proper time of bonding to the finish before we go ahead and remove it. And in between coatings, what I like to make sure is that I'm putting the cap back on the coating here. There's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, if I leave the cap off the coating and I knock the coating over, I could waste product. And number 2, once the coating is open, the cure process starts to happen. So if I leave the cap off the coating, it'll actually start curing in the bottle. So I want to make sure that's as safe as possible. Now that it's been about a minute, it's getting close to wiping off the coating. So I'm going to do a little test spot with my towel first to make sure that the coating is ready for removal. Now I'm going to do quite a small little circle here just to feel the coating. Now a lot of this can be done by eyesight. Like I said, the rainbow starts dying down, it starts hazing. But a lot of the wipe off in terms of whether the coating is ready or not can be done by feel too. The coating feels very firm or grabby, you waited a little bit too long. If the coating is really smeary, let's say you go to wipe and it just smears all over the place, it's a little too early. So you want right in between. You don't want super grabby, you don't want super smeary. You want it to wipe off nice and clean. Now I can see based on the look and the feel that it is ready to remove here. And unlike the application process, on this, we like doing small little circles. Now this enables us to lightly remove the coating excess here without putting too much pressure on it. You want to just remove the coating without completely removing it. Now we're going to go up and down across the entire coverage area that we applied it on one side of the towel. Now after wipe off on that one side, I'm going to flip the towel to a nice new clean side, and I come back and I'm just going to do a very light, just the weight of my hand, buff off of the coating. That first wipe off, we really want to make sure we're being thorough. And the second wipe off, we're really just using the weight of our hand and we're just leveling the coating. If there's any marks or any spots left that we may have missed, going back around, using our eyes to double check it, make sure there's no spots missed, make sure everything's nice and even, nice and smooth. And I'm happy with the results there. All right, now that this half of the hood's been coated, we're gonna complete the same process over the rest of the vehicle. I like working from the top surfaces down. That way, if I'm doing the hood or doing the roof, I'm not leaning over a cleanly coated section of the car. So you do want to be strategic with this and break the car up in different chunks and work one panel at a time. Depending on your cure time, depending on your temperature, you can do more coverage area if you are working in a colder environment versus hotter. So this type of coating, you can work up to, let's say, a full hood size or full door panel at a time. But I don't recommend breaking a panel in half. I like working very strategically with this. Now once again, this coating is a graphene-based coating, going to give you increased water spot resistance to ceramic coatings, really great durability, longevity, incredible water beating and maintenance, and make your car care regimen much, much easier moving forward. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you taking us through this instructions, and I'll see you in the next video.